Welcome everyone to another Conversations in the Void. I'm your host, Graveyard, joined as always with my off-screen producer, Salem. Make sure to say hi to Salem in the chat. He loves to read each and every person's comments. I am pleased to introduce our guest for tonight. She's an actress, director, writer, and SFX artist with works including The Trouble with Tessa, of course, the Fairfield County Four, and 6 songs. Please welcome to the Void, the one and only Cory DeAn Cowley.
Thank you guys for having me.
How are you doing tonight?
I am doing well. I have like 5 beers in me, but I'm still sober, amazingly. But I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I always look forward to my Wednesday evenings because I get to talk to guests like yourself, and it's just kind of like my mid get through the weekday, and that's why I do the show on Wednesday, just because it's good fun for me.
Yes, thank you for having me on. Seriously, I still can't believe that I was sitting in an airport back in June when I booked this. I'm like, wait a minute, wait, what?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're the third person in a row, third week in a row for Fairfield County Four to be here.
So it's me, Noah, and then
Erica.
Oh my God, you had Erica on. I love Erica so much.
So yeah, we're just this is now just more movie prep before the movie actually comes out here relatively soon. Talking to Josh about that still.
I'm so excited.
Yes, as am I. So Cory, before we get to kind of the meat and potatoes, I'd like to get to know you a little bit more. What was your first horror movie?
First horror movie that I saw?
That you saw.
Oh my God. I love telling the story. My first horror movie that I ever saw was Hellraiser. I was 3 years old. And so my mom decided to show me Hellraiser, and I still distinctly remember Frank's resurrection was the greatest moment of my fucking life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I watched Hellraiser early on, but I wasn't a fan of it back in the day. It's something I have grown to appreciate as I gotten older and kind of went to rewatch them all. When I did my franchise rewatches, probably about the year 2000.
Yeah, it's it's so funny because I'm so torn between Hellraiser and Alien, because Alien was also a really huge influence on my childhood as well, even though most people would argue that Alien is not really horror, it's more sci-fi, although I beg to differ. But yeah, Hellraiser definitely shaped a lot of who I am today. So
yeah, I would say Alien is definitely horror because it's a slasher in space. Aliens is more sci-fi action horror.
I would agree with that. And then I feel like Alien 3 went back to horror, if that makes any sense. So yeah.
And then we don't talk about Resurrection. So.
I mean, it's like I love Brad Dourif, but I still remember him just licking that glass, and I was like, no, let's not do that.
Oh, Brad is the king of all things horror. He gets brought onto franchises and does so well with them because, let's face it, he was one of the best part of Exorcist 3.
Don't talk about this movie because I'm just going to go off on a diatribe about how much I love that film.
Oh, we'll get to it. Don't worry. So, your first horror movie, Hellraiser, but Cory, in your opinion, what is the most underrated horror entry that exists? Whether it's a standalone movie, franchise that doesn't get enough love. That if someone says, "Cory, I've never seen X," you have to watch this right now.
Oh my God. Oh fuck! No one's ever asked me that before. Oh no. Okay. Think quick. Okay. Ooh, I just had it. You fucked me up. Okay. I will say, and this is probably an unpopular opinion. So I love Japanese film. That's like J-horror is also another thing that I was really influenced by. So if I am introducing horror to somebody, I will say, okay, well, watch Ju-on, The Grudge, but not the theatrical release. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. The TV, it was made for TV. That one, I think that is one of the most underrated horror, I guess film it would be, even though it was made for TV, one of the most underrated horror films ever to exist. It was so good and it just blows the theatrical version away. Like there's no comparison. And then I guess if I had to pick another one, I'm gonna get roasted so bad for this. Um, Puppet Master.
Which one of the 13?
Oh my god, I forgot there's 13. Ah! I really like, obviously the first one I really love, and then I would probably say the third one.
Yeah, the third one is Toulon's Revenge.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I have. Yeah, I love the first Puppet Master to no end. I think for Full Moon Pictures, it's glorious. And I collect laser discs and horror movies on Laserdisc, and I'm currently starting the Puppet Master collection on Laserdisc. I have number 3 and 5 right now.
Oh my god, I forgot there was 13. Now I have to go back now and just like, I'm gonna go on Wikipedia later and just look through all the synopses of all these films. So.
Oh yeah. It's we do another show called They Mostly Pot Out Night Mostly, which because we love aliens here as well, and we have like a franchise that we go through every couple of months, and we're determining where Puppet Master fits into that, because there's 13 of them. Most of them aren't very good.
No, they're not.
Especially like the Littlest Reich that they just had a couple of years ago.
Oh my god, I haven't even heard of that.
You're missing out.
I you know what? Yeah, I probably am, to be honest with you. My partner Jim, he's never seen The Thing. And we were talking about it today, and I was like, "How have you never seen The Thing?" And he's never seen Wayne's World either. So, but that's a different story. So yeah, he's missing out. I'm missing out. We're all missing out.
Yeah, but I like your take on Ju-on. We did earlier this month for our movie review show. We did new French extremities. So we did all French horror movies, and then we did the Ju-on with the Curses and the Grudges and the Ring, and then did American versions and kind of compared them. And so it's the first time I've rewatched Ju-on probably since the American one came out, honestly. So 20 years.
Well, obviously, if anyone knows anything about me, I am like the biggest slut for Hiroyuki Sanada. Like that's my husband. I mean, I'm sorry, honey, that's my husband. So seeing him play Ryuji Takayama was like that. Like, have you read the novelization? I have not. So in the novelization, Ryuji's character is like, he's a total sadist, he's a total rapist and stuff. It's like fucked up. And so when you watch the film version and you see Hiro's take on Ryuji, and then when you see the American version, and I forgot the actor's name who plays, what was the in the American version? What was his name? Oh, I don't remember. But Salem. Yeah, tell us. Yeah, I can't remember. Fuck. What was his name? I can see his face, but I can't even think of the actor's name. I know Naomi Watts was supposed to play. Fuck. Anyways, long story short, yeah, there's like a big difference, and it is interesting to see the different takes on it and stuff. But I'm like forever, like a total simp for the Japanese version of both films. So yeah, thanks James for saying this is the first time I've been stumped. It's not true, but I appreciate you think that's my first time not knowing that answer. I can't remember his name. Does anybody know his name? Please write it in the comments, because I can't please. His name. Yeah. Fuck, what was his name? I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, so Cory, not that we want to talk negative about horror movies or anything like that. On the flip side, what's the most overrated horror movie or IP or franchise that you just don't get why it's so popular? my God. I feel like if I answer this, everyone's gonna fucking cancel me.
No, we see controversy. I personally hate the entire Conjuring universe. So
The Conjuring is stupid as fuck. I'm there with you on that. The Conjuring can honestly suck a dick. I will get murdered for this, but I will honestly say, with the exception of the third one, the third one is just, you can't touch the third one. I love Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, but the Halloween franchise itself is so overrated. I mean, even if you're looking at it from like Carpenter's kind of, filmography, I'm so sorry. Please don't roast me. Just like Halloween 3 as a standalone film is fantastic, but I would definitely say Halloween, even though I will watch it, I'll say Halloween. And I hate to say this because they're kind of my bosses, but Terrifier, like nothing against Brad and everyone and Tony and everyone at Screambox, but I loved Art the Clown when All Hallows Eve came out, and then as soon as they made like Art like a franchise, I'm like, fuck, man, this kills it.
I don't disagree with that. I think I think that he was able when he took it over in the Terrifier franchise from All Hallows Eve. I think he portrayed Art the Clown exactly the same as the original guy did.
Yes.
And it's all, Damien Leone, he had 2 shorts that existed before even All Hallows Eve. And I think I agree, Terrifier has just gotten worse with each installment. The more money they've gotten, which is
Yeah, I know. I have to agree with you there. I mean, they're entertaining, don't get me wrong, and like I said, they're my bosses. But it's just it's one of those things where I love David Howard Thornton. I think he's a fantastic actor, and I think he really portrays Art the Clown like it's superb. He's fantastic. But I just think that it's gotten to a point now where it loses that luster.
Yeah. It's definitely better when it's indie horror.
With I agree.
Low budget.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I think they leaned into CGI with the third one. I think they're leaned heavily in CGI with the fourth one as an SFX artist. So I mean, that's gotta be a pain for you too, right?
Yeah, I mean it's yeah. God, fuck me. You're putting me on the chopping block here. No, it is. It's super annoying too because Damien Leone is a special effects artist as well as a director. So it's like I feel the more productions get more money, the more they're reliant on special effects and now AI. Not saying they use AI, but my point is that it's kind of it's rendering practical special effects obsolete. And it's sad, it's kind of disheartening. It's like everything that we were taught is just basically being thrown out the window.
Yeah. And I think I don't think there's ever been a point where fake CGI blood looks as good as real blood, or not real blood, but I mean, the real on-set blood, because I've been covered in blood. I enjoy it. I know I'm weird, but I enjoy it.
You're not weird. Trust me. You're really not weird. I don't even want to get into this, but you're not weird.
But I mean, like I said, kind of going into your SFX work, you said you were a self-starter and self-taught, right? So how did you get into that? Like, what made you go into that area?
So, oh my God. So I kind of started, the whole timeline of me getting into the horror genre is I started as a kid. I was really great at storytelling and writing, and I was a poet and I was an author. And so I always used to write poetry in school and stuff, much to the dismay of my teachers, thinking that I had something wrong with me. And so I ended up writing 2 books that were horror novels. And so I said, okay, well, if I can write, books, I'd like to try and teach myself how to do special effects. And so obviously I grew up with Hellraiser, and Gary Tunnicliffe was like a huge influence on me. And so I went from writing to doing music videos for metal bands and stuff. And it's, my God, I've been to Norway. I've been all over the world doing music videos. And so then from there, I started to experiment and tamper with, different products and stuff. And I sucked ass at first. I mean, everybody does, but, and then I just kind of started to just build, I guess. I still remember listening to a Daft Punk song where Giorgio Moroder was doing like a monologue, and he's like, once you free your mind of any, conceptions, you can just kind of create. And so I always kind of use that as like my pole star by which I steer. And I just ended up doing cool shit.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I watched some of the music videos that you did, and, I love that metal and horror go hand in hand. I think they have for nearly 45 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And you consider yourself a big metal fan too, just because you're doing a lot of work. And let's face, like I said, they do go with horror.
Yeah, I'm a huge metalhead. It's almost embarrassing how much of a fucking gatekeeping piece of shit metalhead that I am. I will literally sit there and I will be like, hardcore is not an acceptable genre. And I'm not dissing anyone that listens to hardcore. Please do not, don't. But I'm telling you that hardcore sucks. But no, I love metal so much. And like, if it wasn't for bands like Order, which Shatil, who is one of the founding members of Mayhem, he's the one that reached out to me and kind of asked me to do a music video and do special effects for the video and stuff. So I definitely owe Extreme Music a lot in terms of just where I am right now with my career.
Yeah, well, that's cool though. I mean, that you started off self-taught, which is generally very hard to do, but you've grown. And I see a lot of your work, and it looks great. And I have to ask about tryptic phobia, and and because and I was watching the trailer for it, and I go, I didn't think I had it until I saw your work in the trailer, and that ever give you goosebumps doing that work yourself?
So first of all, I kind of had so my nickname is the Lady of Decay, which people have so lovingly coined me. And trypophobic possession was, I think, one of the hardest films that I did, because I had to do all the special effects, I had to do all the acting. And at the time, Mikhail Balerdi, who we don't have a relationship anymore, unfortunately, but he was kind of, I had to translate everything because he speaks Spanish, I speak English. Even though I can speak Spanish, I can read Spanish, but I didn't feel confident in it. So, he would kind of illustrate these, on a piece of paper, what needed to be done. And so I did it. And then I kind of did the special effects. And so, it didn't freak me out so much. I think the freakiest part was the things that I did to myself to make sure it was done right. Have you seen it?
No, I only had a chance to watch the trailer, unfortunately.
Okay. So that was one of the films where, oh God, do I want to talk about this? Are people going to unsubscribe from you?
You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. Is it too profane? Is that your concern?
Not necessarily. It's just I never know. Well, I used my own period blood for a lot of the scenes.
Okay.
And yeah, it was just like, I just really wanted to do something like that and just go fucking all out. Yeah. So it was fun. I'm not really, holes don't bother me. The things that bother me are like bags of chips. Ice cream, kind bars, but holes don't bother me.
Has anyone watched the film and go, that really awakened that fear I have of holes?
Yes, I've had a lot of people actually ask me about the maggot scene and the vagina. Don't ask. And towards the end, a lot of people asked me if I had actually inflicted damage onto my body, which I did not. But yeah, there was a lot of people who have trypophobia that said they couldn't even get through it and they had to turn it off. They just bought it to support me, but they couldn't get through it. So
yeah, because I remember American Horror Story where they had the cult section. They had all the different fears there, and I think Allison Pill, or I don't know if it was Allison or if it was the other woman that has trypophobia.
Yeah.
And they just had holes everywhere, and it's like, well, that that's one way of getting the people's fear. And it's horror, right? And that's kind of what you do. You're there to shock. Sometimes you're there to horrify others, and you try to get into that seated inner workings of people's minds. And that's just another phobia that people have. You can have, Pennywise the clown. I've scared a lot of people because they have fears of clowns for some reason.
Yes. Yeah, I've never got the clown thing. That they don't really scare me. I think it's just because I don't know. I think it's just because I kind of grew up in the hood, so they don't really terrify me, because I just know usually if they knock on the door or like, tap on the window, I would just pull out my blicky.
That's fair. Yeah, it's awesome stuff. Now with writing, acting, directing, and doing special effects, do you have a preference of being behind the camera or in front of the camera, or to kind of just a mix of both?
I definitely like being in front of the camera better. I do. I love being in. A lot of my origins were in theater as well. I forgot. I did theater for a long time, and if I had one thing I'd like to do, is I would like to go back to theater. But I love being in front of the camera. I love being on a stage and just kind of being in front of a crowd. It is the most terrifying yet fulfilling thing you can possibly do as a thespian. So
yeah, I don't disagree. When I was in high school, I was in drama club and I did theater for 4 years. And so I was doing all that stuff and backyard wrestling because I was a guy in the Midwest. That's what you did. And so learning to write sketches and start doing all that stuff. And then I kind of went behind the camera and stuff in front of it. And I was behind it for 15 years, right? I just didn't put myself out there. But then being part of Horror Dads, doing these shows I've been doing for the past couple of years now, about 4 or 5 years, it's put me back in front of the camera. And it made me realize how much I miss being in front of the camera too, because I will sit in the makeup chair for hours and say, just cover me in blood. I don't care. As long as it looks great, I will go through that process because it's fun.
Yeah. It really is fun though. It is. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we did something that Hunter and I wrote something that we filmed last year that we have to do a second segment for at some point in time. But the makeup guy is like, okay, you're going to get a gunshot to the head. You're going to have that wound. We're going to have it oozing blood and all that stuff. And kind of in the final scene, everyone's like, everyone's dead. And like, we're going to have everyone bloody. Everyone's like, don't get blood on me. I'm like, just dump it all on me. Just whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's kind of the same with me. I'm just like, if you're going to do it, just go all in.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do. I want to update my IMDb picture to just be my bald head, but just covered in blood.
You're bald?
Oh yeah.
You don't look bald. Why did I think that you had? What? Oh, I swear to God, to you, in your thumbnail, it looks like you've got. I don't know, like I can't.
No.
Oh.
Bald as hell.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's what my picture to be. It's just find a place to do it, decide what shirt I'm going to destroy to do it, and just take the picture. But
you got to pick a good shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, have you had to work with people that like, I don't want to get messy? I know we're an independent horror where you don't really have much of a choice.
Yes. I can't. I don't want to be an
Oh,
asshole.
don't name any names.
Yeah, I don't want to be an asshole, but yes, I have, and ugh, God, it's so hard. It's so fucking hard because while I'm doing special effects on them and they're freaking out about it, I myself am in makeup and I'm like, look, I'm miserable. You're miserable. Let's just get this over with. Oh
Yeah,
God.
but I think it's part of the indie horror world, right? It's
Yeah.
don't wear clothes that you expect to keep good. It's
Yes, I
really
agree.
what it comes down to, you know. That's my motto though. Like when I go into a set, no, I'm gonna get bloody. I bring multiple sets of the same clothes, so I can have
Yeah.
the clean and then the bloody version.
You have to. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to be driving back to, wherever you're going in like all these bloody clothes. And then you have to stop at a Burger King and go to a bathroom and wash up, which has not happened to me. So, no.
No. I found out when I was driving back from Michigan last year, because it took place in a cornfield and people had stuck pieces of corn and straw through my beard, and I didn't have a mirror with me to get all of it out. And I stopped after I had washed up. I thought I got everything in the beard, and I'm like, oh, there's just pulling like twigs from my beard. I'm like, where's this coming from? Yeah, it happens.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now you mentioned before that you are an author and you wrote 2 books, Benny Reality and Dissension, right?
You really did your homework on me.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Do you have any books planned to come out in the near future?
So I have thought about it. I'd really like to write a 3rd book. I would. I wanted to turn my 2nd book into a film, actually. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
And I would like to at some point. I don't know what I would base it off of because my writing style is very unique in the way that they're fiction obviously, but I have to have something go on in my life to base it around um fictize around that. And so yeah, I just need time. I really just need the time and just the patience to sit down and do it because my 2nd book I wrote while I had COVID. We were still living in Florida. And we used to live next to it was a mental facility for people who were drug addicts, people who were mentally incapacitated.
Yeah.
And I had COVID with Jim, and I would just sit there and watch these people, and I said this would be a really good idea for a book. So I kind of need stuff like that to happen, and life has been too good. So yeah.
Yeah, it's something I've thought about doing, just doing a collection of short stories. Not that I'm the greatest of writers, because quite honestly, when I write stuff, my co-host and producer has to help me rewrite it because I really suck at writing. So
Oh no, I'm sure you don't.
it's something I'm working on getting better because we're writing short scripts, writing featured films now with Horror Dad. So it's something that I'm getting back into. I just hated writing a lot when I was growing up. It was like my worst subject. Give me all the math and science in the world, I'm good. Give me writing,
No.
like,
No, absolutely not. You know what? Fuck that. You can take all the math and science.
Fair. All right. Well, Cory, we are approaching the end of the show, so let's get into these wrap-up questions. Like I said, 30 minutes goes by fast. Hopefully, it's been fun for you. All right. Now, talking about Hellraiser, besides Hellraiser, what's your favorite scary movie?
I already mentioned Alien. Can I say Alien or can I say something else?
Well, let's go with your 3rd one then.
Okay. Surprisingly, it's actually The Prince of Darkness.
Ooh. Nice. Lucifer and a swirling green tube.
Love it. Love me some Dennis Dunn and some fucking what's his face, Donald Pleasance.
Yeah, we reviewed the John Carpenter Apocalypse trilogy last year or the year before. So it was The Thing, and then it was Prince of Darkness, and then it was The Mouth of Madness.
Mouth of Madness is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so bizarre, it's so zany, but it's so
good.
Perfect. Yeah.
So good.
Now, the question I probably gonna know the answer to, because we ask this every question, but especially with what you do, practical or CGI?
Oh, practical, 100.
Okay.
No, AI.
AI. Okay.
No, practical, 100%.
Yeah. Like I said, 105 episodes, only 2 people have said CGI. So
Who?
that's one guy that does special effects on computers for a living. So I can see that.
Okay.
It's a fair answer for him.
Okay. Fair enough.
And then Bruce Valanche.
I don't think
If you ever seen a guy in the old Hollywood squares in the 90s, 80s, 90s, the big guy looks like a Muppet. Like best friends with Bette Midler he was on. And he said CGI. I go, wow, you're an old school Hollywood guy. And you said CGI. Like, that's impressive.
okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's a surprising answer. All right, Cory. Someone knocks on your door tomorrow and says, we will give you $1 million to make the next entry in the existing IP or franchise. What would it be?
In the what franchise?
An existing IP or franchise.
Oh, why do you do this to me? Oh my God. Oh, well, obviously I'm not going to fuck up Hellraiser any more than it's already been fucked up. Can't do that to Alien as well because they're sacred. Okay. You know what I would do? I would actually do another Tetsuo movie.
Ooh.
I would, because thankfully no one has touched it.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me happy. Now I feel like me saying this, someone is, but that's what I would do. And no one better touch it because I swear to fucking God. And I would put Hiroyuki Sanada in it, and I would obviously be the lead actress.
Now, would you go as old school practical cyberpunk-esque that you could with Tetsuo?
100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or I would do Tetsuo or The Void.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Man, good answers.
Yes.
Good answers.
Yes.
Yeah. I know I thought the guy that created Tetsuo was supposed to be making another one at some point in time. I don't know where he was at with that. I only know that because we were talking about doing that as another review here relatively soon. So I thought
that's what I heard that too, and I would really like another one because the first one was so damn good.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Hopefully, they're able to make another one that's good. That's the main story there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, DeLong fan would do Ghost Ship. Okay. That's an interesting one to do another entry in.
Ghost Ship?
Yeah, Ghost Ship.
The one where the people get kind of decapitated in the beginning?
Yeah, to make a sequel to that. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That's a movie that you don't really think of that much, and then you remember that scene and you're like, oh, yeah.
I mean, I think of it a lot because Dark Castle Productions, I love everything they did, so.
Oh, yeah, true. Wait, didn't they do House on Haunted Hill, the remake? Yes, I fucking love that. I do. I love it mostly because of Chris Kattan.
Yes. 13 Ghosts, Gothica.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Love what they did. Awesome. So, Cory, any advice for people getting into the world of acting, directing, writing, and special effects?
You really have to have a thick skin. No bullshit. I think if you are a creative and you are in the film industry, especially, you really have to have a thick skin. You have to be persistent. You have to be confident in your own ability. because to be honest with you, a lot of, and especially on the acting side of things, and I still struggle with this. I don't think there's any actor that doesn't struggle with this nowadays, but I think that especially with acting, you have to understand that you're going to hear no a lot, and it hurts, you know, because as much as we try and, you know, strip ourselves of our ego and, you know, but it's hard. It's really hard. So you have to have a thick skin. You almost have to channel your frustrations into something else creatively, whether that's, for me anyways, I will do improv monologues. I will just sit on my floor, or I'll stand in a room and I'll just do an improv monologue off the top of my head just to kind of vent my frustrations. But it's hard. It's really, really hard. You just have to be persistent. You have to be dedicated. You have to be confident as best as you can. And you really can't take anything personal, because when you get to a point in your career when you start auditioning for, you know, casting directors and big, you know, conglomerates and networks, you can put your heart and soul into an audition and you can do the best job ever. And even the casting director might think that, but you know, the decision, unfortunately, sometimes is not based on talent. It's based on look or a personal preference that a casting director has, that sometimes you can be perfect for the role, but that, you know, casting director might look at you and say, you remind me of an ex-girlfriend, and you won't get the job. So you can't take anything personal. And that's tough.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it is.
Yes, it's very tough. It is not for everybody, but it is a good opportunity to kind of discover who you are in the process. I think that's very important.
Oh, completely agree. Yeah, and especially the thick skin, hearing no a lot. It's tough, but you know, when you're on a good film set, it's night and day. It's glorious. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't trade that for the world. I love being on set.
So do I. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. So it's good fun, and especially when you're working. You know, I work with a lot of the same people now, so it's just a reunion of sorts now every time.
Yes.
So, all right, you ready for your random horror trivia question?
Oh God, okay.
All right. This famous horror novelist and director wrote the 1986 Irish fantasy horror film Rawhead Rex.
Oh, you fucker. Oh my God. No, you fucking asshole.
It's the top card too. And I don't know. I do research, but I don't know that much research necessarily about people.
Can you say it one more time? One more time.
Rawhead Rex. Who wrote and directed that?
Oh my God. I know.
I know you know it.
I feel so stupid right now.
Do you want another one of his works?
Yes.
Hellraiser.
Oh. Wow. You know what? I'm canceling myself. I am canceling myself. You know, it's Clive Barker.
Yes.
My God, I am canceling myself. This is bullshit. I knew, and I was like, no, that can't be it. He's just fucking with me because he knows Hellraiser's my favorite movie.
It's literally the top card. Literally the top card. I literally put it at the bottom of the deck. I
thought you were trolling me. It's like,
no,
I'm gonna get this
I would never do that. I would never do that.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah, I've never met him either, and I feel like I have this irrational fear of like me never getting to meet Clive Barker, because I know he's in really poor health. And I feel like if I never meet Clive Barker, I'm just going to regret it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, if we had stood in line at Days of the Dead a couple years ago, my co-host and I, we would have met him, but the line was just, I don't know, 5 hours long, because it's one of his last tours he was doing. So I'm like, oh. But
yeah,
but Doug Bradley was there too. So yeah.
Clive is definitely one of those people that I would be dead without him. And I've always made the joke that he's like my platonic soulmate, even though he's a very gay man.
Mm-hmm.
I just love him to death. And I felt so special as a bullied kid growing up because he wrote Aberrat and Candy Quackenbush with her heterochromia. And so I felt special, you know, because I'm like, I'm Candy Quackenbush.
Yeah. It's he wrote good stuff. I don't know if you ever seen Rawhead Rex. It's a Celtic pagan horror. That's the best way to describe it, I think.
I have not seen it in a very, very, very long time, which is why I forgot that Clive Barker did it.
Yeah, we did. We did it a while ago, and it's just like, man, the mask on it wasn't very good, but it was
Oh no.
cheesy fun though, so I enjoyed it. All right, Cory, before we go, where can give us all your social media, where can people find you and learn all about you?
You can find me on Instagram. It's just my name, Cory DeAn Cowley. You can find me on Facebook. Both my personal Facebook and my business page are my names, Cory DeAn Cowley. Yeah, I feel like that's it. And then sometimes you can just kind of find me floating around wherever, you know, wherever.
Well, awesome. We do have links for all your stuff down in the description below. Make sure to check it out and make sure of all her new works that are coming out. I'm excited because you have a lot of stuff coming out here, about like 7 or 8 things in post at this point in time, it seems like.
Yeah, like Devour, Fairfield, County Four, Red Lips. There's so much shit. I don't know. And then I'm doing a movie in Japan. So yes, I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you much, Cory, for coming on. For anyone that's new here, welcome, and follow us on all social media at Pod Out Night. You get to see all the new stuff that we are doing, new movies we're working on, shorts. We are working on Decades of Horror, which is going to be a horror series anthology based on the genres of the stuff. Our first one is 1920, so we'll be doing that and filming that here, I think, this month, hopefully. So, yeah, check us out, and we'll see you next time. And don't get lost in the void. Good night.